Everybody's got an opinion. Every Californian and Virginian. It's so hard to tell who to trust and who to ignore. Someone's gotta settle the score. Trey and Chelsea will help you choose whose views win, which ones lose. Online haters are coming for you. Baby, it's time to review the review.
Hello.
Well, hello and welcome to Review That Review. We are the podcast that is dedicated to reviewing
Reviews.
That is Chelsea Dawn.
And that is Trey Gerald.
And together we are
The Review Queens.
Here at Review That Review, we believe in balance, the good, the bad, and the kvetchy. So it's only fair that we take a moment to kvetch it out. Trey, would you like to?
Lodge a complaint.
Yes. All right. This is something that I deal with all the time, and it's never even entered my brain. I literally saw this online and was like, oh my God. So I'm taking it as a sign from the universe. Today I need to lodge a complaint against stickers on fruit. Why do we put individual tiny ass stickers on fruit? Now, I have a survival job in a restaurant, so perhaps I'm dealing with fruit in bulk a little more than everyday person. But if you are a restaurant and you're buying boxes of fruit, why do they put stickers on all 90 lemons that are in that box? Why? The act of removing the stickers is so frustrating. It happens to me at home when I'm peeling a banana. Why do we have the little Chiquita sticker on every banana? Because inevitably, when I'm peeling, the peel is interfering with the sticker, and then the sticker gets like sticking out, and it's all f***ing weird. When I am trying to, even at home, when I make a cosmopolitan for my friends and I want an orange peel garnish, I have to like peel around the sticker because I'm too lazy to just like peel the sticker off. I Googled because instead of just asking why, I wanted to actually know. So the reason that fruit gets stickered is to ensure traceability, variety identification, and inventory tracking. Like there are like 7 little barcodes on these stickers, like that I thought was like too little of barcodes of bars to actually be a sticker. What? I thought it was like it'll be 7, which I thought would be too many little jail lines to actually scan anything.
Right.
And they do it to ensure like any sort of recall. Okay, but if there's a recall, bitch, I've already taken the sticker off. So, and the sticker is like crumpled up in the garbage. So I don't know if that's part of that recall. It's so frustrating to me. That's my complaint. I have to lodge a complaint against stickers on fruit. It's so tedious and annoying and obnoxious. And I think the only good thing about it is like, it's a good reminder to like wash your fruit when you get it home. It's like even like vegetables, like this stuff like is gross. That's my complaint. Tiny stickers on fruit.
Such a good tiny stickers on anything. Truly. Like on any, like you buy something new, you get really excited about it and there's a sticker on it and then you can't get it off. Goo-gone, I guess. But it's like, I don't always have Goo-gone on me, you know? And then it's like, I'm running it in the sink under hot water to try to get it off with a sponge. And then my sponge is all messed up because it's got all the like pieces of particle from the sticker in it now. And I don't know. We got to figure something out. Like they make stickers that are really easy to take on and off now that have some sort of like a magnetic force, like the stickers that you like put on a car. Like there's got to be a way to have a sticker that you could just slide off with your thumb if it's really just there for like inventory or whatever it is. and I don't need it once I purchase it. We got to like have a better way of doing this. It's ridiculous.
That just reminded me, I don't know if we ever talked about this on the show, but when my husband leased his first car, I bought from Urban Outfitters, like in the clearance bin, this like giant cat that was waving sticker that had like tiny micro holes in it. Like it's meant to be like a sticker on a window of a car.
Yeah.
So like one day I just put it on his car to be funny. And it stayed on the car for the entirety of the lease. I'm the one that had to
Oh my God, that's so funny. Did it come off easy or was it hard to get off?
Well, I did use Goo Gone just because I was like, I can't deal with this. And I used like a straight edge razor or whatever.
Oh my God.
Razor blade. But it was like in one scoop. Like it was actually much easier than stickers on like a, why do I want to say a CD cover? I haven't bought a CD in decades.
I know, because the CDs were like the biggest thing because you get the plastic off and then that sticker on the top part of it.
They used to make little like razors that were like, they looked like this. The razor was on the inside. So it would like literally fit the width of the CD to like get the plastic off. Oh my God, that was fun. Okay, that's my complaint.
The good old days. Good complaint, Trey. Worthy complaint. Something I've definitely encountered myself. I would not like to have any sticker with my fruit. Thank you.
No,
thank you.
Well, Chelsea,
yes.
Would you like to get into the meat and the potatoes?
I would love to. Let's do it.
Before we do, just a friendly reminder, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up. Write something out. Give us a comment. Let's trick this algorithm, please.
Please.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love hearing from you. You're the best.
Review that review.
As your trusty review queens, we bring in internet reviews that we feel need to be inspected.
We read you a review, we break it down, and then rate the impact of that review on a scale from 0 to 5 crowns. It's a very regal process that we call...
Assess that kvetch.
That's right.
All right, Chelsea, what have you got?
All right, this next one is extra special because it was submitted by one of our amazing listeners. And honestly, that always means the world to us. The idea that like this show lives rent-free in your brain while you're shopping online, even in your most, let's say, delicate moments, is kind of the highest honor. So thank you for trusting us with this gem. Today, we're going to be breaking down a 5-star Amazon review of the Monistat 1-day yeast infection treatment for women, 1 myconazole oviol insert, an external Monistat anti-itch cream bundle, written by Kat Alyst.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
The title of Kat Alyst's review is Monistat 1, The Exorcism of My Vaginal Lining. This review was written February 10th, 2025. This is for 2015. I'm just now recovering to get to it. I have never known true suffering until I used Monistat 1. The moment I inserted that tiny suppository, I felt what can only be described as the wrath of an angry deity coursing through my body. Fire. Pure, unrelenting fire. I imagine this is what it feels like to be a medieval witch tied to the stake. Joan of Arc? Amateur hour. Within hours into my slumber, my soul began bargaining with higher powers, saints, angels, my ancestors. I called upon them all. The pain radiated so deeply that I started recounting every bad decision I'd ever made, convinced this was my punishment. If childbirth is the miracle of life, this was its unholy twin, the anti-labor. I swear I saw the Virgin Mary in the corner of my room, shaking her head like, damn, girl. At one point, I blacked out and woke up to find my cat staring at me in terror. as if I had become something else, something other. I considered calling 911, but knew they'd just laugh when I explained that my coochie had been set ablaze by an over-the-counter medication. And yet, after enduring the inferno, the purge, the dark night of the soul, I woke up yeast-free. It worked. Would I do it again? Absolutely not. I'd rather let the yeast fester and start a small artisanal bread business in my underwear.
Oh, God.
But did it work? Oh, yeah. Satan himself may have held my hand through the process, but I came out the other side victorious. A little traumatized, a little changed, but victorious.
Wait, I'm confused about the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like they woke up, but it took them 10 years to write this review. Wait,
I think, yeah, go ahead.
wait. Kat Alyst is the reviewer?
Mm-hmm. Kat Alyst, K-A-T.
So have they been in pain for the last 10 years, or was the pain like the 12 hours of sleeping?
I think the pain was the 12 hours, but the memory
They
of
didn't
the
write the review
experience
until
was
10 years later.
so intense for them that they couldn't even bring themselves to write this review for 10 years.
Got it.
Like, you know, like a memory that it just takes a long time before you're like, haha, that was funny, because maybe at the time it was traumatic, but they did give it 5 stars.
Yeah, I wanted to circle back to that because this review mentions like labor, punishment for all bad things, being a medieval witch, saints. We talk about Satan. We talk about Virgin Mary saying, damn girl. We talk about the wrath of an angry deity, the set ablaze coochie. Nothing about this seems like a 5-star.
Right. But it's like the darkest before the dawn, maybe?
I guess.
Darkness before the dawn?
It has to rain in order for a flower to grow.
That's right. I think it's like that, like a metaphor of like, wow, I really went through it. This review like reminded me obviously of Cherries of Fire. It reminded, which shout out to our bi-weekly shout out to Santino. It reminded me of the review where we talked about the hot, like the spicy food.
Ramen? Yeah.
The ramen. There's something about like, yes, I went through hell. Like, I don't know if Santino really said this, but it's like, yeah, I went through hell, but the hair came off. Like, yeah, my like body was exploding inside, but like, come to think of it, I guess I like that. Maybe I'm a little bit of a masochist. This is like, I had a yeast infection. Yeah, this was like a terrible experience, but at the end of the day, it worked. I don't know.
You know, there's a lot to this review that feels very relatable to me, and it is that sense of I'm in so much pain that all I can do mentally is think about all of the terrible, painful things that have happened in my life. Like, there's something about like leaning into, dear God, I'm gonna die.
Right.
And also the visual, because I think so much of this is like leaning and hyperbolic, and it's like meant to be funny. But the idea of the cat being like, girl, what's up? actually feels very truthful to me.
I've been there, like with my dog, where they're like, you're like writhing in pain or something. Like I've woken up with a terrible Charlie horse, and then Goldie's like, oh shit, like something's wrong.
Yeah, when the animal instinct is like, we're not operating at status quo, something's up. I have a question.
Yeah.
Disclose as much as you wish or not. So, Monistat 1 is when you have a yeast infection.
Correct.
And yeast infections can occur from like
a variety of things.
And like just anything. It can be
just
like
anything. I mean, it could be sexual. It could be just like a thong. It could be like a a wet bathing suit, like it could just be like anything that like bacterial, fungal. I don't really know exactly how it happens, but it happens. And it's like, it's terrible. It's itchy. It's burny. It's like, it's gross. It's not I've been there.
What is the general shelf life of the time span of a yeast infection?
I mean, it depends. Like, you want to get whatever these things are, like, you want to get to it right away. The longer it goes on, the worse it's going to be. And it's like sometimes you're embarrassed and you don't want to go to the doctor. So you go, I've done it. Like, you go over counter. And I've heard about these horror stories. I don't know exactly why. I've used products like this, and I, knock on wood, have not had a horror story. But I think I like read something before about the way you're supposed to do it. But the reality is, once you put this like suppository up there, there's no turning back. Like, you've done it. You know what I mean? I think that's what we're dealing with here is like, if you start to feel burn with Nair, you can like wipe it off. And like, I guess you could try to like get it out, but like not really. Like, there's nothing you can do. It's up in your coochie, it's staying up there, and you just got to ride the wave.
So that's my question is like, I wonder if the value in this is, can you dosage a little bit less than what it says to do or no?
No, it's like each suppository is one.
Oh, you don't actually
dose.
fill the.
So like you're just sticking that thing up there. Like, that's it. So, I mean, the only thing that I could say and that I've done in subsequent times, because I was like, I was afraid of this, is like go to your doctor and get a prescription or get it like looked at and dealt with, like specific to your situation. But obviously this happens to millions of women daily, and these products exist for a reason. So it does make, I mean, it has a 4.6 overall. So it does make you think it probably works for some people. I don't know if it's like the way that,
Well, I feel like everyone's internal pH balance is like its own thing.
That's right.
And this is just like a one for all, like over the counter fix.
It does sort of make, I mean, I guess they're saying they bought the product because it says verified purchase. So I guess they're saying I bought this product in 2015 from this seller, but it does make you think, because it's 10 years ago, has there been a change to the product?
That's a good question.
Has it improved? If I buy it today, am I going to deal with the inferno?
But to me, I feel like I don't know who owns Monistat, but I imagine it's like something comparable
Some conglomerate,
to like Procter and Gamble or something.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this stuff is probably not tinkered with. It's probably the same recipe from 1922. Like, it's just a thing.
Right.
But like, I feel
but
like
maybe there's like the capsule is more like slow releasing or something. I don't know. I feel like there could be like innovation.
Well, that I think is the unique information here for me is like, there has to be a range of products. We know how capitalism works. They're going to have like the sensitive Monistat 0.5 instead of Monistat 1. Also, why is it Monistat 1? There must be some other stuff.
I think because it's use it one, like kind of like the one a day that used twice a day.
So, okay, wait, I might be conflating something.
Yeah.
I thought that because I know the name Monistat. I thought Monistat was like a squeezy thing. Like a tube that you squeeze. It's not a cream?
Oh, well, no, this is a 2-pack, so it does come with a cream. So this comes with both the ovial insert, so like that's the suppository, and then an external cream.
Right.
So one is going in and one is going out.
And Kat mentions they put it in and then went to bed. So I'm assuming it is specifically, she mentions the word suppository. We said this a word suppository.
Yes.
I mean, I think the subject here gives it away. It's like, this is an exorcism of the vaginal lining. And like, if your yeast infection is so extreme, like that sounds fantastic. Like you see this 5-star and you're like, yes, just
get rid of it.
Scrape out the lining.
Right.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
And then on a further inspection, you're like, oh, dear heavens.
Right.
Especially when Kat is like, would I ever do this again? No. And here I am 10 years later, like I finally can like crawl out from under the covers and be like, consider a little more research.
Can you imagine calling 911 and being like, hello,
I was
so
wondering
I
about that.
sucked this thing up my cooch and I'm on fire.
But
like maybe you're having an allergic reaction
that's what
to
I'm
it.
saying. I actually don't think it's that crazy. Like, I think you could be like, I don't know. And I mean, they'd probably be like, go to the hospital. Like, we got to get off the line.
My question is like, how old do we think Kat is? Because this was 10 years ago. So my feeling is that like Kat was probably like 20, like maybe they're 30 now and they were like 20 or like, because I feel like when you're younger, this stuff is especially horrifying.
Right. And you're learning your body and you're like,
and as you get older,
right.
You're a little bit more like, whatever, this is.
Well, they mention childbirth and labor.
Right.
I'm under the assumption that they have experienced that. They're not speaking of it abstractly.
Oh, I was thinking they were speaking about it abstractly.
Oh, really?
But they're saying like if childbirth is the miracle of life, this was its unholy twin. So like, I don't know. Like, I guess I thought they could have been imagining, and they're again just giving us all these metaphors. I think that like seeing the Virgin Mary in the corner of the room shaking her head like, damn girl. Like, I don't know. There's something about that visual that's really funny.
But she was such a liar. Who cares about her point of view? Do we think this is common or like fluky? What do we think?
I do think it happens. I don't think it's that common for an experience like this to result in a 5-star review.
Correct. See, but that's the thing with this product is like, because it's a one size fits all, there is something to me that's like, but I recognize when you're in this situation, it's sort of like, dear God, I need help.
Like is there an equivalent situation for you? Like, I don't know, the male body, but like, is there an equivalent situation for you where you would be like, oh my God, like going to get something over the counter where you're like, oh, I should probably go to a doctor for this, but like, I'm just gonna try to deal with this.
I don't know. I'm so boring. I've never had an STI, knock on wood.
Knock on wood.
I'm wondering, like, similar vein where there might be societal shame where you're like, let me just go to CVS.
There must be like, is there like a chlamydia over the counter or something like that? Like, I don't know.
Or like gonorrhea or something that stings or burns when you pee or something.
Exactly. I don't know.
You know, I think the value here is like the major warning call.
Yes.
I am curious because it's in the 5-star. I might not be looking in the 5-star if I'm like worried about adverse reactions, because that's basically, this is like a red flag for that.
True.
It's very humorous. I was entertained. I also find it to be truthful with the humorous edge.
Right.
Humorous edge.
Agree. I do think it's probably somewhat common. I've definitely heard these horror stories before.
Yeah.
So I don't think it happens to everyone, but I do think it happens with regularity to a populace of people.
Yeah, and especially the whole 10-year gap. Like, this really like stuck with Kat. And this is like, we're recalling this trauma that I can finally acknowledge.
Yeah. Like, did you think that Kat in like a creative writing class, they wrote like an essay about this and they're like, you know what, I'm going to take this to the review section. I also wonder, like, there's no statute of limitations on when you can write a review for an Amazon product. I was sort of surprised by that.
Yeah, that is
it says weird. Verified purchase.
Which is also like, did they recently buy it again? And they're just excluding that. Even though they say, would I ever do this again? No.
Right.
But you're right. That is like a question I have about Truthful Shady. Like, if it's a verified purchase, is this really from 10 years ago?
Right.
Maybe.
Or did you just like say like, whatever, I'll splurge for the 1844 to write to put my stake in my Amazon review? I don't know.
I wonder if you could go back in your purchase history.
I know. I'm going to have to check that out. I thought there was, I know in other sites there's a statute of limitations like you have on like Fiverr. You only have a certain amount of time to write a review. And if you don't, it's not going to happen. But maybe Amazon lets you just write a review whenever.
Interesting.
Is there anything else we need to consider before we go into the crowning? No pun intended in this case.
Oh, they mentioned the phrase medieval witch.
Mm-hmm.
When I think, like, I think of St. Joan, obviously. But like, were people doing witchy stuff? Like, when I think of medieval, I think of medieval times. But when I think of witches, I think of like colonialism and like those like dresses with like the collars. But
Well, I think that they're saying like they felt like a witch that was being tied to the stake and like burned to death.
But that's not the medieval era. Or is it?
I think
that's my question.
Oh, I don't know.
But I think of like American Horror Story
You
Coven.
think of medieval times is not the same, but I think it is the same time. I don't know.
I mean, we would never burn people today. Culture is perfect today in 2025. We've really evolved.
Oh, geez. That's a whole nother podcast.
All right, let's crown.
Let's do it.
So Chelsea and I each have our own set of 0 to 5 crown cards. In an effort to be fair and not influence one another, we will simultaneously reveal our ratings.
The queens are tabulating. Total score.
And again, I'm between 2. What do I do? I'll just do it. Okay, so here we go again. I'm holding up 4.5. I was between 4 and 4.5. Trey is holding up 4. Trey, you go first. Why'd you go for 4?
I think the cat was very funny here, and I think that it is incredibly relatable. I also think that when you're leaving a review on a product like this, leaning in with the humor, but also like sort of being straight about the fact that like this was like the worst pain I've ever experienced in my life, and it happened 10 years ago. Like I really feel that.
Remember.
Yes, and I really buy that. So I said 4. I think it's a solid review. I left a little crownage out because I feel like I never got the circle back around to why it's a 5-star.
Mm.
But it's such an interesting circumstance because it's like please just fix the yeast infection. But if you're like dead, is it worth it? You know? So I'm still confused about the star attachment to this, but I found it to be very humorous. Why did you say 4.5?
I threw it a half crown because this was submitted by a listener. Thank you, listener, for submitting this to us. We really appreciate it. And I think I like to give a little bit of inflation for that because I think we are like particularly hard to please when it comes to a funny review because we've seen it all. So I wanted to leave that little extra half crown for our listener. I think it's a funny review. I think it's interesting. I think it's relatable. I think a lot of women have been in this position before where you're like, gonna play with fire here. Is it gonna work? Is it not gonna work? Well, either way, it's probably gonna get rid of the yeast infection, but it might be a little bit of a difficult situation. So for that reason, I was entertained. I gave it 4.5 crowns. Nearly a review queen. I took off a half crown because 15 years, 10 years. What did they say? 10 years? 10 years. 2015. 10 years is a bit of a long time. Things could have changed in the manufacturing of the product in that time, in my opinion. So I couldn't go full review queen, but I thought it was humorous and I went with 4.5.
Great.
Yeah. And this listener would like to remain nameless. And so I'm honoring that. I'm not trying to be all like shady, like this is a listener.
I'm like,
no,
who is this?
This is actually
in the room with us right now.
The listeners in the room. No, this is actually a listener, but they wanted to be anonymous. And so I'm honoring that. But I do appreciate it. And thank you so much.
Love that.
All right. Well, we did it, Queen. We've aired our grievances. We have inspected a review thoroughly. And now let's shine a light on something truly deserving of a crown. We have reached the most regal portion of our show. Trey, who are you inducting for?
My Royal Highness.
Well, today I want to induct a sensation. And the sensation is something that's happened a lot on the show over the years. I want to talk about that moment when you are laughing so hard that you lose like voice and it becomes a wheeze. When you're so like, when you're like gasping for air, it's like when something is hitting you in your like brain in such a way that you like have lost control of your body, where like the heaving and the wheezing and the tearing and it's like I feel like life is so serious and there are those people in your life that can like flip that giggle box over. And I came across, so there are other cultures that consider like laugh therapy and laugh yoga that I'm like, because it's something to do with the diaphragm where you can trigger the diaphragm. I saw this reel of Tom Holland, like the Spider-Man guy, talking about working with Benedict Cumberbatch and asking Batch, I don't know,
I think that's
about
it.
crying. And he was saying there's this technique trick about like pulsating your diaphragm so that you wheeze, and the wheezing trips your emotional recall into laughter or crying, and it's like a trick. And I was thinking about like, how do I do that? So I'm like holding my phone in my room, like trying to pulsate my diaphragm. And it's so funny we're talking about diaphragm on the Monistat episode.
Oh, true.
But anyway, I was thinking like, well, it's best when you're not trying to manipulate it yourself, and like that only happens like when you feel safe around your friends. And it's just like the moments of levity and laughter and wheezing. There's actually a phrase, it's called asphyxiated laughter, which is when you're laughing so hard you can't breathe properly. And that's just the best thing in the world.
Agree.
Especially when there's a little bit of danger and you're like, I'm in pain.
You're like, I might die.
Literally.
Is this how I go out?
That is my Royal Highness.
I love that, Trey. I love that feeling. It is a little bit of danger, but you're like, I think I'll survive this and it's worth it because my body is just so happy and there's so many endorphins flooding through me. I can't believe you never heard of that acting. It's called tremoring. You didn't do that in acting school?
I like Fitzmaurice.
Yeah, I think it's like along those lines.
Yeah,
you like lie on the floor and you like try and make your diaphragm like whatever go rapidly, and then that like can lead to a total fit. I don't know. I was at Strasbourg. We cried a lot.
Well, I did not go to a prestigious school, so I didn't have a lot of this excellent training like the Fitzmaurice, but I've heard of Fitzmaurice. Maybe we can do some exercises on the after show.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Do you remember how to do it?
I not really didn't do it a ton, but I could try and lead you through it.
All right. All right. I'm excited.
Okay, great.
All right. Well, we did a queen. That was another round on the RU&RQ Ferris wheel of vaginal exorcisms.
Yikes. Thank you for joining us today. If you like what you heard or saw, please tell a friend.
And if you did not like what you heard or saw, please tell an enemy and slip them a Monistat one. All right. Today on the after show, aside from doing a Fitzmaurice Tremor session, we'll see if the tears come, which might be good for me emotionally. We are going to be rating and reviewing a 1-star Amazon review for Wibman Ice Cube Tray with lid and bin, round ice trays for freezer with lid, ice cube trays for freezer with ice container, parentheses 0.8 inch, 2-pack, blue.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That was quite a supercala, and I wonder why this was sad. And you're driving the bumper car, and you crash into the other person. And you're doing it, and you feel like, so it's like, I went by myself, okay?
Round cubes. I'm so curious. All right, well, please remember, queens.
Ignore the haters. You're a queen.
Gender non-specific queen.
Always. Love you.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Sign up directly on Apple Podcasts to hear our weekly members-only after show. Unlock additional benefits when you become a Patreon member at reviewthatreview.com/Patreon. Follow us on all the socials at The Review Queens and join our mailing list at reviewthatreview.com. Our kvetch line is open 24/7 at 1-850-REVIEW-0. You never visit, you never write. Give us a call now.
I'm just noticing on this picture we'll talk about in the after show, but it there in the photo there are tongs, like little mini tongs. I wonder if it actually comes with that. I love miniature things. Not
Yeah.
not stickers, not
Not
miniature
stickers, but a miniature tong is quite
Little, like,
nice.
a little tiny.
I have a ice bucket in my freezer. It comes with tongs attached. It's lovely.
Your freezer has like its own ice maker?
It doesn't.
Oh.
So I have a separate ice maker, but I store extra ice in this ice bucket, and it has little tongs. It's really nice.
Because our freezer has an ice maker, but what's so weird to me is it didn't come with a scoop. So I had to buy a plastic scoop from Amazon, which, like, okay, sure. But to me, that's sort of like that paradox.
Like, what was I supposed to do? Just stick my hand in there?
But like, it's that paradox to me of like how hamburger buns are sold like in an 8-pack.
Oh,
like,
God. George Banks.
Right. It's like wieners versus hot dog buns. Like they're in different quantities. It's like, why would you make an ice maker and not sell a scoop?
How do you feel about if you did stick your hand in the ice scooper and the ice like stuck to your finger? Is that like is that the equivalent of like sticking your finger in wax? Do you like it? Or you're like, I'm going to be like that kid that got his tongue stuck to the flagpole?
I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I don't really like that feeling.
I don't
but
like
at least you know I kind of like the wax.
Really? It's so scary to me. It's actually scary to me.
Of like putting your finger in the wax and then you get like a...
I like it between my fingers. Do you know what that is?
Of Rent, of course.
Okay, I was like, what?
I was trying to think of the next line. I like it between my fingers. The paraffin.
The paraffin. That used to be so good.
That was really nice.
Wait,
what's the next line? I like it between my fingers.
Maybe I'm quoting it wrong.
All right, good night. No, that's right.
My fingers. It stings. Good night. Oh, well. Got a light. I know you. Turned off the heat.
You're shivering.
Just a little weak on me.
We are really not being very good musical theater.
I'm not ending this until I find it. Lyrics.
I like it between my fingers.
What's it called? Got
the
burned.
Wishy. All right, good night. Something. Oh, jeez, guys. Is this what happens when you get older?
I like it between my
stash.
Oh, because he's interrupting.
They're having like two conversations.
And he's like, fingers.
Oh yeah, like it was in my fingers. Where is it? Where is it? All right, good night.
Maybe that's why we can't think of it.
It's like two conversations happening at once. Guys, where are my rent heads at? Help us out.
We'll figure it out on the after show.
Leave it in the comments. There you
go.
Love you.
Tell us how dumb we are. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, Queens. Click here to subscribe and click here for more videos.